All right, well, welcome back. Uh, it's painting time of the Falcon, huh? And in this step, we're going to finalize the final painting of the top, and I'm going to just show you the introduction, which I did in my Falcon video of the cockpit, part 5. I showed you how we're going to weather this, and I'm just going to give a demonstration up in this area because we will be in issue 56 installing some back ports. I'm going to be cutting up in here, so I want to make sure I get all of my painting done because it's a hell of a thing to try to paint it once when it's you know, well, once when we got the ports in, it's going to be a little troublesome to paint there. That's where we're at. So here we go.
Oh, thank goodness we're coming out of the asteroid field.
Let's get out of here. Ready for light speed? 1, 2, 3. It's not fair. Transfer circuits aren't working. It's not my fault.
Okay, we're gonna. This is the dark refer gray from Archive X. This is the 1975 paint that they used, and this is the areas that we're going to be painting. That this color here, over there, there, and then in the front, this area here. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 areas, and that's what I was talking about. I'm not putting them in place because I got to paint here, so I can't put the ports for 56 in place yet. Then I've got that, and that's all the areas, and we'll let that dry, and then I'll tape it off. And our next color that we'll be doing in this stage is the refer yellow. And then we'll finally end it with the daylight red. So we got 3 paints we're going to be using in this build. I'm also going to show you my nifty gritty little machine that I've gotten here. One of these things here to help me with my paint. Hopefully I can move it without taking everything out. Okay. So you just put this here and lock it. Shakes up the paint well. I'm going to get my little jar, and we're going to show you how we're going to mix this. Thanks to Chuck over there at Hub Hobby for giving me some ideas on how to, because this paint's a little hard to work with. It's not like the Tamaya or the Viella. This takes a lot of thinning till we get it to the milk consistency, but thanks to Chuck was able to figure it out for me. So let me get my little mixing jar over. Okay, well, we are outside in the patio today. Got the wind blocked off as best I can because this model has grown into a monster to paint inside. Dad and the wife is cooking, so we don't want to get involved in that, and it's an all-day paint thing. Gotta keep clean this darn airbrush. Anyhow, enough of all that. Got my little test port out that we've been using. So again, there's a reminder. This is how much thinner and paint you use for this particular brand of Archive X paint, the 1975 version for the Falcon. So what we're going to do is we're going to take your measuring cup, and I eyeball it, but I'm going to try to do this for you guys. So it's going to fill up to 5 because I don't want to waste the paint. And then it's 2 ports paint. So let's just come over here. So it's like, here we go. Okay, it's at 5. All right, now we're going to go up to, and then Chuck said for the thinning, which I find works, it's 1.5 ports thinner. So then we're going to get our Tamiya X20A thinner, and we're going to add 2 ports thinner. So if we're at 5, it's going to go to 6.5 on our measuring cup. About right. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in. Okay, 6.5. Okay. Now, here comes the fun part. You gotta mix the son of a... Oh, don't forget to close my cap. That's happened a time or two. Okay. And then we'll just mix this. And I'm gonna look at this. And remember, you're looking for the milky... You're not looking for it to be too thick. You're looking for like a milk consistency of it. So I can see here, even though I measured it, I might just need to add just a... No, I think it might be all right. Because if I had 21-year-old eyes, I'd probably be perfect. But you've been building models for so long, you make the same mistake twice like that all the time. You begin to get the feel as you airbrush for the consistency when you mix it. And I'm just going to add just a... Maybe my eyes didn't read it right. It's not an exact science down here. Oh, for the love of God. I'm just going to add just a little bit more thinner to it. That should do it. A little bit more thinner. Still a little bit more thicker than I wanted it to. Let me tell you why that happened. This idiot went and grabbed the wrong bottle. I grabbed my airbrush cleaner, so I just ruined all that paint. If you've been watching this channel, I make the mistakes so you don't have to, as World of Wayne says. So here's a hint. Keep your airbrush thinner away from your airbrush cleaner away from your thinner, because they look exactly the same. And well, that's just a pain in the behind. I keep doing this over and over again. All right, now we got 5 in there. All the way up here. Raise it up to about 6. Okay. Keep that. I can't believe I did that. You got to really mix it up. I'm used to using the Tamiya paints or vanilla. I know I'm not saying them right. Okay, now that's your milk consistency. That's what we're talking. That's what we wanted to see. That's when it looks like milk. When you can just swirl it around, you're good to go. But putting airbrush cleaner in there, that would be a very bad thing to do. So we released that paint. All right, now, excuse me. I'm outside and my sinuses are going to kick in. All right. And don't forget, we're using a double action airbrush. And it's, you push down for air, you pull back for paint. Push down for air, you pull back for paint. I got the paint set at 20 ps, the airbrush, the compressor set at 20 psi. And go ahead and pour this in here. All right. Okay. Extra paint left over. All right, now we're gonna. I like this one. This one screws on. Okay. Oh, for the love of God. Lord help me out here. Okay. Now, if you're new to airbrushing, to mix the paint up inside it, you're just gonna put your finger over here and just go 1, 2, and that just kind of gets it all free flowing. Now we're gonna turn this on and pull it back and do our little test paint, and that's exactly what we were looking for. Now we can go to the model and paint. Oh, yeah. Some people use a turning wheel. That's a good idea. I stand up and do it when I can. I'm going to go ahead. Now, oh yes, in case this is your first time airbrushing, closer you get, the more fine detail you can do. The further it's like using a it does a wider spray. Turn on the air, and we're just simply going to take our time with this and paint our parts. Get a nice color on it. Okay. All right. That's that area. Then I got to stand up. Now we're going to come over here and do this area. Remember, it's your model, so paint how you want to. I'm trying to paint it as close as I can to the studio version, but I'm telling you, it's not going to pass any type of studio testing. This is my, and also, I shouldn't say that, Jack. I'm just kidding if you listen. It's going to be painted about as close to accurate as I can. I got the book. I'm using the book. Using the book, Jack. Using the book. That's the guy who I'm doing this with. And like I always say, this is a consignment build. And I'm building a model for Jack. And all the accessories that he purchased, he got. And Jack found the book. Jack found this. Jack did research. He had no paint. And builds them up, which is what I enjoy. All right, so we got all that set. Okay, I got to turn it around. Come right over here and notice I don't go right on it. I go about just halfway where I can see what the heck I'm doing. Okay. And the compressor kicking on and off like oh nothing. Okay. Excuse me for the sinuses. Okay, that looks good. One more area. Yeah, so I do move my hand a little bit quick. I do that a little bit. I'm definitely not an expert airbrusher. I'm more of a hand painting kind of guy on models. But when you have to, you have to. I can paint. I know how to do it. I just don't like the cleaning of the airbrush. That's my big thing. Okay. And it's gonna go ahead and dry itself. All right. And now we'll let the model dry. We're going to take the tape off in a minute. Don't take your tape off. Wait a minute. You see, Cadnola? Missed the spot. No wood. No, don't go too bad. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing a fine detail on something I noticed I messed up on the last time. So it's not going to be as dark as it last time. And you remember, you control it. Now when you turn off the air, you push it in and then you turn air off. You see like I made a mistake right there when I did that? That's why I wear old shirts. Watch this trick. All right, we're gonna just push this. Forget to bring my and then go right back over. Now you can't even see I made a mistake. The mistake I made, you go to turn off, you just release it. Okay? Because when you stop pulling back, the air is flowing out. There is no paint coming in. But when you pull back, that's when the paint comes out. And to stop it, you push it up and you let the air out. That prevents splatter. What I did there, I did it the backwards way. So that's why we had that problem. Okay. Now, in between painting. Yeah, what do you do in between this painting and cleaning? Well, let me tell you. It can drive you nuts. This is why I don't like using airbrushes. You got to clean them. I mean, there's just no other way of going about it. So what I find is, this one you got to be careful because it comes out. All right, see, I got some paint left over, so I'm going to pour that in here. Okay, now I'm going to fill this up with paint, airbrush cleaner, because I'm not finished painting, but I don't want to, you don't have to take them apart every time. Like today we're going to be doing 3 different paints. So in between painting, I go ahead and I just clean it with the airbrush cleaner. And I have to go back and clean this top too, but we'll get that done. Do this first. You want to see how it's looking. It's just clearing out the paint inside it all. And be careful when little doggy comes out here today. All right. Now I run it one time through. And what that basically did is that got like the inside and all that pretty much clean. I'm going to run it some more because it didn't exactly run it all through. And then I'm going to bring it inside, run it with some hot water, come back out here with the soap, and then that'll be enough for just this. My deep cleaning is I take it apart, and when I put it up and store it, you should always take your airbrush apart to do that. So I'm going to continue to do this, and then we'll come back and we'll do the yellow paint. Okay, I'm back. Let me tell you something, folks. I forgot. I thought I was dealing with Tamaya. When you're dealing with this Archive X paint, you got to do a full clean each time with your airbrush, or it dries real quick, and you have to really clean your airbrush. So I had to do a full clean. Archive X. It is the 1975 Refer Yellow. Y'all hear a dog. She's mad because I'm in the yard and she can't come out. She's being bad. She got kicked out. Try to go get the Falcon off the thing. So this is where we're painting the Refer Yellow here and here. Just 2 spots. Not a lot. Already mixed the paint, so I showed you guys how to do that in the first one. There we go. Stand up. Oh no. I'm sure I did nice and nice. And there we go. That is the yellow. Now I gotta clean this whole son of a gun up again and come back out here and do the I gotta clean it for the red. And for the red we got a lot more to paint, so just put a little bit of the yellow. So I'm gonna do that and we'll come back and have to clean the whole airbrush system again. This should be fun. Y'all won't even believe this. I go to put the tape for the daylight red, and I forgot I accidentally started from that, and I already had all the daylight red areas. So that part of the model has already been painted. I took apart the airbrush and cleaned it, and now the next step we're going to be putting dots on the model. And I'm going to bring this back in the studio because I have a acrylic marker that I got from a Hub Hobby that really matches that paint, and I want to really do the detail marking and some weathering on the top of this. So we're going to bring this back into the studio, and I will see you there. Okay. Oh, hey, we're back. So this is an acrylic marker that I picked up from Hub Hobby. And if you're local, you can pick these up. I'm sure any acrylic markers would work, but this is from Hub Hobby, and it matches that light gray tremendously. And I don't particularly trust myself of trying to sit there and my eyes. I never see the thing to paint it. So I'll show you. Got a guide I'm going by. There you go. Where to put these dots. Basically just putting dots, different locations, little gray dots. This one, you see it. And that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll come film it a little bit in when I'm finished. I got dots all over this thing. I'm going to put, we could be dotting ourselves forever. But we're going to put them. That's what the instructions said to do. I'm going to leave a link. In the first video I did, I left the, and in this one I'll put it too. I'm using Josh Rath's guide to detail my model. And he said it was fine for me to tell people what I'm using. I just can't show the pictures. He took really a lot of time to do this. And of course, the fan book, they have some great ideas too. Models by Chris. Well, there's another one. I'm gonna think of the other guy's name at some point. My mind's all going as if I need anything else to go. So let me move this thing to the side. I'll never see it. Hell's my glasses. Got 3 different pair of glasses. It's really something to be working over in the studio. 3 different scales of glasses and man, we got a lot of dots to point out. Put one here, a couple of them there, and the camera doesn't do it justice. You can hardly see it. So we're going with the dots. Put the 2 dots. I think I just did the 2 dots. I did those 2 dots there. And then 1 dot over here. It's like gray, you probably pass right over it, not even able to see it. You see? Okay, 1 goes over here. Another one goes here. Okay. Another one. There. Over here. Over here. And then we have a two right there. 1 in the middle here. And I've got, that's impossible, it's a gray. Alright, 2 right there. You see them over here. 1 here. 1 over here. 2 more up here. 1 over there. Look at that. Over here, I got 1. 1 right there in the middle. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. 1 right there. Oh. This one. Right there. Right there. And then this one's here. And so we got two right there. Well, he really went into detail with this. Oh, boy, did he. He really went into detail. Really. Big time. Ah, goodness, he did a great job. Could have did that. Okay, one over here. And then we're at this side over here. Got a little big one here. Big one. And a little dot there. Over here. And now, two dots there. That's what I love about these mugs. They just put the dots right there. I can see me trying to do this with an airbrush. I'll just be fussing and then some. Oh, yes. That's right. Let's keep one here. Another see him. Get two there. Okay. And that's the dots. Yeah, I got the dots. Now I'm going to show you just a little bit of the weathering we're going to be doing. Back here is going to be working up in this area. I'll get my get my gloves. I forgot to use gloves when I was painting earlier, and I paid for it. Okay, so we're back with we're going to do some weathering. And in the beginning, when I started painting this, I said people said, man, it really came out white. It did, and that. But calm down. This is where we're going to get into some weathering of the model. I'm going to show you how to do this now. Please do not use paper products or towels to do this weathering, or you will highly you will regret it. You're going to take some panel lining, ancient color. That's what I use. Some people have used shoe polish, and it works either way. What you're going to do is you're going to lightly rub this, and it's going to turn it that grayish color, and you can go over the colors that you used, and what it does is it turns all of this old. And since we'll be working in the back of this model on the next video where we're going to be gluing some pieces in, this is a great opportunity to go ahead and do your weathering that you want to do back here. This is some modifications that we're going to be doing in the next video. And I just want to kind of show you how to go about doing some weathering up in here. And of course the lines we got to add too. But go ahead and put your weathering over it and do a second coat after we put in the lines. I would recommend, if you got a bunch of folks like I have that love to complain about smell, probably do it outside. So I will be doing the full model outside. I just did a little bit inside the ancient colors. I'm going to pull out some of this over here and just press down. I call it ancient color, and just kind of get some really good details in these lines back here. Because when I glue these parts on, I won't be able to do that. Got to take off the tongue. See these glasses right here? I went to go get new glasses. I'll tell you that story. So I'm over there. Doctor suggesting I get these, they don't call them bifocals anymore. They call them these weird transitional lens. That's what the new product. It's basically bifocals. So I get them, and they got my left and my right lenses mixed up. That, so that's why I don't have the new ones yet. Okay, there we go. Nah, that really brought it out there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh yeah, nice, nice, nice. Now, nice. Okay, alrighty. Maybe I can see back there. So, and when it dries, it's not going to dry. It's get the color you like, but it gives it its grayish color back, and that's what we were going for with the model. Okay, now for the lines, got the black acrylic, and we're going to go ahead and just really gently go in there with the lines. Okay, so we're going to kind of get the lines in there. Like that. No, I shouldn't do that one. Erase that. Also acts as a great magic eraser when you make mistakes like I just did over here and there. Not afraid to see. There we go. Let's get those lines all nice in there. You don't want the lines too heavy. Oh, just enough to let the lines come out. So I'm going to let this kind of dry. I'm getting ahead of myself, and I don't want to do that. And we'll come back and finish it up because I got to take a break. Yeah, the old man's back's hurting. And get involved, and I have to take a break. And I come back, then take another break. It's a process. It's a really hard process to work. And this is where you're getting into the details of the model, and you know, it's really going to look nice. Yeah. Weathering all of this up. I'm proud of the way it's looking. Looking pretty good. Yeah, it's a long time coming for just this top. But, yep. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching, and may the good news be yours. Check out these other videos from my channel.